Baseball, America's favorite pastime and the easiest way to be bored for 162 games straight. We all love going down to our favorite ballpark to see our favorite game and see some of our favorite players do things like bunting, or catching the ball, or bunting. There's one thing that I didn't talk about. Pitching is the art of making batters look like complete idiots. This may seem easy until you realize that baseball teams usually don't hire stupid people. So pitchers needed to figure something else out. Something based in science. And because I'm stupid and I don't know science, I needed to consult a physics expert to help me figure out what that is. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm here with Dollar Store Bill Nye. Can you tell us how to throw a baseball?
Okay, you take the ball and then you throw it.
A baseball?
Yeah,
a baseball.
Okay, now can you tell me how to pitch it?
You just throw the ball.
You pitch the ball.
Thanks, Dollar Store Bill Nye. Thanks for nothing, Dollar Store Bill Nye. Now I need to figure this out myself.
3 days later.
Okay, so I found something. Apparently, while doom scrolling Wikipedia at 3 a.m., you can find some pretty useful information. Like how in 1894, John Curveball discovered that if you spin the baseball in a certain way, you can get it to move, thus creating the curveball. That's also why your teacher doesn't let you use Wikipedia as a source. But now, we have something very important, a lead. So, we know that if we spin a baseball, it moves. But why does it move? That's where you put like some Vsauce music and I say, why? Thanks, Colden. And the way you calculate the movement on a baseball is with this equation right here. I have no idea what that means, but I'm going to do my best to try to explain what it does. So the way that baseballs and all other round objects move in the air is from something called the Magnus effect. So the way that Magnus effect works is you have a round object like a ball. That's a very good one, but it's a ball nonetheless. And when that ball is spinning, say it has some backspin on it, and it's moving forward. What that means is this ball, when it's moving through the air, these are all different air particles. The air going over top moves faster because the ball is spinning in that direction. And it gets kind of like on, you know, like the moving sidewalks in an airport? That's kind of what it's like. It's like when you run on those. This air moves faster, and that kind of goes back to the same pressure as it was before. But on the flip side, going through here, this air gets slowed down because of the ball spinning backwards like this. It gets pushed out of the way, and this is like trying to run up an escalator moving in the wrong direction. So it's kind of like a traffic jam for all these little air particles, which get kind of smushed all together and create a high pressure zone. And this is creating a lot of pressure moving up versus the low pressure up top, because this air is moving out of the way quicker. It's the same amount of air. All right here, that's just atmospheric pressure, but because this air is getting slowed down, it's like a traffic jam. Versus when you're on like a 2-lane road with quite a bit of traffic moving onto a 4-lane road, it gets more spaced out. So there's more room to move over here. So that's our high pressure area versus our very little low pressure moving down. And overall, that gets our ball to move up. That's why if I throw the ball like this, no spin, it falls as expected. If I give it backspin, it stays up a lot longer. And when I flick it forward and give it forward spin, it dives a lot quicker. And it's the same concept with baseball. I'm going to show you 5 pitches: the fastball, the cutter, the sinker, the slider, and the curveball. The fastball is pretty self-explanatory. It's fast, and the backspin helps it combat gravity. The cutter is similar to a fastball. It's about the same speed, but the spin helps it move a little bit to the left if you're a right-handed pitcher. The sinker is similar to the cutter, but it moves in the opposite direction. They're around the same speed, but it moves in the other way. The slider is slower and has a lot more sweeping action. The side spin gives it a little bit of drop, but it also gives it a lot of right to left movement. And the curveball is a slow hook that moves straight down. But I don't just want to tell you, I want to show you, and that's why we're going to a gym that has a really cool machine, so we can get some awesome data so we can see how baseballs actually move. Okay, so I just got back from pitching, and we got some really awesome data. So, we have all the different pitch types right here. We have fastball, two-seam, cutter, curveball, slider, and changeup. We have the relative velocities for all of those. We have where we release them, where the movement for all of them, the average movement for all of them, and the average release point for all of them. So, this is really cool because it basically confirms my hypothesis in every single way. Because we have the fastball right here, which goes straight and rises. The cutter, or not the cutter, sorry, the two-seam, which also rises but trails off to the right. The cutter, which still rises but kind of cuts to the left. We have the changeup, which stays middle, which wasn't a great changeup. Curveball dives straight down, nearly 20 inches. And we have the slider, which drops 10 inches and curves that way almost 15, which is crazy. This is incredible data. This is everything that I could have ever asked for. And we also have visualizations of these. So we have the cutter right here. We have a slider and a sinker. So you can see right here the sinker and the slider start off in the same place but go two opposite directions, which is exactly what you want if you want to make the hitters just look completely stupid, because they start in the same place, they look the exact same, and then you just have to guess which one it is. Then we also have this next picture right here, which basically the same, but you also got another sinker right there. And you can see that these two pitches, the sinker and the cutter, are released in basically the same place, right next to each other, and then they switch spots, which is really cool, and it just still keeps the hitter guessing. And then right here, we have a great overlay between the fastball in red and the curveball in green. You see that the fastball stays true, it goes straight, and you can see that it's hard to tell here, but it does look like it's falling quite a bit slower than it would if there wasn't the backspin. And then the curveball, which is thrown higher but ends up way lower. And these are around the same speed. It's not like that this was just gravity. If we go back to this slide right here, we can see that the curveball, that average here. No, sorry, wrong slide. Oh yeah, right slide. So we can see the curveball average velocity was around 50 miles an hour, and fastball average velocity was 55. So it shows us that it's not much of a difference at all in terms of speed. So gravity didn't have much to do with that. That's all spin, which is just really cool. And yeah, this just confirms all the theories, and it just proves all the theories, and and on top of that, it proves that even idiots like me can throw pitches like that. See ya.